We make it up, but at least we admit it. It's Newsflash. Toughest guy at Applebee's, Baron Corbin, recently won the 2019 King of the Ring. This is good news for Corbin and the black dress shirt industry. PG Rikishi and beard enthusiast Eric Rowan was revealed to be the guy who kind of attacked Roman Reigns. He also rejoined Luke Harper because at this point they're legally required to. 205 Live was recently canceled with affected cruiserweights moving to NXT. In related news, 205 referred to the number of people still watching. With the debut of NXT on USA, AEW on TNT, Impact somehow coming to Access, and Raw and SmackDown still picking up steam, wrestling is poised to have a show almost every night of the week. Also good news, none of it involves Vince Russo. John Morrison has re-signed with WWE after an 8-year absence. Congratulations to Johnny SmackDown Live. That's going to do it for Newsflash. Let's get back to the show. Welcome to the show. This is our first live exploder. I've always usually do this at the studio at my house, and I record these things. But this one, I'm opening up. It's going to be live. We're going to record a video. Again, you're going to see my ugly face, and we're going to talk about wrestling and all these things. My first guest up here is Saturn Boy, a great DJ, guy I've known for a long time. Check him out, and I'll plug him at the end for his thing. Next to him is Ray McGuff, local comedian, very funny guy with the finger guns. That's always well. And of course, at the end is our producer, ZTO founder, the man himself, Frank.
No, I would say that Ray's just as much a founder as myself.
Oh, there you go.
We kind of started it together with Josh Palmer.
With Josh Palmer. That's right.
I remember what it is.
Yeah, you three were the three I remember. I remember you three when I first came in.
And could I pass on you plugging me later?
that is not voluntary. That is not optional. It is going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. So in this episode, I had an idea. I had some generalized things I want to talk about. But you know what? It's one of those things where if you're not up on it and you're not, it's one of the things I could reference it. But if you didn't watch it, I'm just going to be up here talking to myself. And I do enough of that on every other episode. So I'm not going to do that tonight. So I'm going to open it up to you guys. The original topic was, what are some of the dumbest things you've seen in professional wrestling? What's the worst things you see ever? And we'll just sort of start with that. So whoever.
I would go with there are quite a few.
yes, there are.
But I can't say the finger poking doom was the absolute worst, but
it was
the gobbledygooker was incredibly horrible. Ultimate Warriors return to WCW.
Yes.
Running out that time with the fact that DDP should have went over against Goldberg because it was about as hot as he's ever been.
Yeah.
I don't let me go on because there are just too many. But if I have to just pick one, I'm going to say the gobbledygooker was absolutely.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. If I remember right, that was Survivor Series.
Survivor Series 1990,
and they had an egg, right?
Yeah, a giant egg. And the egg was going to, the big thing, they had Mean Gene Okerlund pimping his way around, talking about what was going to come out of this egg, what was going to come out of this egg.
I was into it, I'll be honest. When
you were like, what, 8?
Yeah, I rented the VHS. I used to rent all these pay-per-views on VHS from the video store.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck's in that egg?
Yeah. And for a kid, I get it as a kid. If you're a kid and you're like, oh yeah, well that makes sense.
Yeah,
I get
as a kid, though, when it came out.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
Yeah,
well, here's the I don't know what I wanted, but not that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. That show debuted two people. It debuted the Gobbledygooker, and it debuted the Undertaker. It was the same show. Now, the thing about that was, at one point, someone was on cocaine.
Don't look at me that way.
And they wanted the Undertaker to be the one that came out of the egg.
Yeah.
They were summarily fired, or should have been, because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. The second part of that was, originally the Gobbledygooker was supposed to be a mascot. They weren't going to put him in the ring. He was going to be a mascot, and he was going to
the Survivor Series mascot.
Yeah, like
because it was always Thanksgiving.
It was Thanksgiving, like Philly Fanatic and all these things. It was going to be a mascot. The biggest mistake was someone said this. Don Callis said it about Kurgan. He said Kurgan was dancing, and he said, "Don't ever do anything in front of Vince McMahon you wouldn't do on television." Hector Guerrero, the unfortunate sap who ended up in the suit, realized he could wrestle wearing the suit. Vince McMahon saw this. Then they put him in the ring. So they went, oh, he can roll around the hell with it, and they put him in the ring as the gobbledygooker. So it was an accident, but he ended up wrestling under the damn thing.
Did you ever see that, Ray?
I vaguely remember it.
God, we have to put a picture of this up for anyone who doesn't know. It's awful.
I mean, I always was hugely disappointed by something that a lot of people complain about is the transition of Hulk Hogan into Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was a dumb thing to do. And I get why, as an adult, why, but it was so stupid. As a kid, I was like hugely into Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania, and then they're like, oh no, now he's been in a movie, so he's Hollywood.
You know what made it work?
Yeah, he was always in shitty movies. Yeah. That's the worst part. He was never big movies.
Wait a minute.
No. Don't defend those.
Suburban Commando?
Ooh, I will give him that one.
Suburban Commando wasn't bad. Okay,
Santa with
No, you cannot defend Santa with muscles. You can't defend like Mr. Nanny.
That's a good one too.
No, it's not.
And I'll tell you what.
No.
Thunder in Paradise and the Thunder in Paradise movie.
Oh God,
are fucking awesome.
I think our standards of awesome are different.
I just was a huge Hulk fan when I was a kid, and then they would just take characters I liked. That's kind of why I got out of it and change them up. And that's the game. I get it now.
When they changed Hulk Hogan, they had to because he was getting booed anyway.
Right.
But my thing I always loved about that is that he basically spray painted his stubble.
Yeah.
Like he had the movement. So whenever he was a heel, he always hit the stubble, and it was so clearly not his original hair color. Right. It was awful. You're like, oh, he's got the black stubble. He's a bad guy now.
Halloween Havoc. Another one. It's the Mummy.
The
bear hugging.
The Yeti.
The
Yeti. The Dungeon of
Doom. It's a mummy. It looks like a mummy.
It was a mummy. And it was a guy from the power plant named Ron Reese. Ron Reese was 7'2". He's actually taller than the Giant, you know? Thinner, but taller. And they tried other stuff with him and never worked, so they put him in this thing, and he is a mummy. Now, Memphis and Smoky Mountain have both done a mummy in the past. Mummies never work. Because mummies, as we all know mummies, they walk slowly.
Right.
They're big. So anyway, they take the 7'2" guy, they dress him with money, call him the Yeti for some reason, and then he decides to go in the ring with the Dungeon of Doom, which is a menagerie of shit bombs, and then he butt fucks Hogan. That's what he does. He butt fucks Hogan, shaking his ass while the.
It was so unnecessary.
It was horrible.
I mean, you have the Giant.
Yeah,
you need none of
you
those
pick the one guy bigger than the Giant, which makes no sense.
Just think about the trajectory of gimmicks. Because back a long time ago, it was like you were like a muscle dude, like you were like an athlete.
Yes.
That's my thing.
Oh, absolutely.
That's my gimmick. I'm a wrestler.
Yes.
And then there were other guys that like, they started branching out. Well, you have a side job. What's your job? Well, I'm a fucking janitor. Well, you're a janitor wrestler.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Or Junkyard Dog, whatever the hell he was. Did he own a junkyard? Did he?
No, he was just a junkyard dog. He was JYD.
He was JYD, and I can't say that was brilliant. JYD was brilliant.
Here's the thing, though. Those were some.
Grab them cakes.
There was a time. There was a time in the what you're talking about in the 90s.
Yeah.
WB got this idea in the early 90s to about 96, 97. Everyone that was a wrestler had to have a side job.
Yeah.
And a gimmick. That's what you're talking about. Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Yeah.
Was a garbage man.
Val Venus was a porn star.
That's one of the only ones that worked because it was that.
Did it work though?
It did work.
That worked about as well as. Do you remember when Edge and Lita had sex in the ring?
That was dumb.
That was
admittedly dumb.
There was a bed in the ring.
That was admittedly dumb.
And her tip.
He was the world.
She
champion.
was really.
Yeah, he was world champion with that. They were celebrating winning the world title. So
she didn't want. That shit should have got Vince McMahon me too'd. Because he made her get naked.
Dude, there's so many
there.
things he should have done. There's so many things.
Oh, like whenever he called John Cena.
Oh yeah, he said the N-word.
Dropped
Yeah.
the N-bomb on him.
What's up, boss? How you doing?
Yeah. What's good in the hood?
Just holding it down, trying to take care of business.
Keep it up, I'm a nigga.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Yeah, in front of Booker. Now,
T.
you understand like how big of balls and how big of a bank account you have to have is to employ a bunch of black people and go, and I'm going to do? I'm going to say the N-word on television.
To a white man.
To a white guy in front of a black guy. Like, you have to be so sure of your position in the business. Because even Eric Bischoff at his height never tried that. He's like, no, I ain't doing that bullshit. I got Vincent working for me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that bullshit.
One of the stupidest things I've seen recently that I didn't know ever happened because I missed it at the time was Sting went up against one of the Hardy boys, Jeff Hardy, I think it was.
Okay.
And Jeff Hardy was doing Somas or whatever.
Yeah. Victory Road.
They're like
2011.
A Soma is like for people that don't know. I had to look it up.
Yeah.
It's a pain blocker. So he was on so many of these, and Sting said he saw him, get up.
Yeah.
And get to the ring, and it was real sluggish. And if you watch the video,
yeah.
he looks like he is stoned beyond belief.
And he was,
he's barely moving.
Yeah.
And then Eric Bischoff has to come out and end the match basically. But
the worst part about that was what they said about that was he showed up fine.
Yeah.
He showed up to the building sober. And they said sometime during the night he disappeared and came back and messed up. Now, probably about midway through the show they admit this. They didn't rework the finish. They had about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to go. Maybe we should... ECW, for all the dumb stuff they did, the fact that they had like a stoned Sabu and Rob Van Dam in the ring on every night.
Yeah.
ECW dealt with this Hardcore Heaven 99. Chris Candido. Chris Candido was going to face Taz in the main event. Chris Candido shows up. He's out of it. So what they did was, now this is supposed to be the main event. He showed that the building screwed up. They put him against Taz on first. Taz beats him in like a minute and a half. Then they set up the real main event, which is going to be Taz and Bubba Ray Dudley. ECW had the wherewithal to rewrite the main event because one guy was fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
You know who did not do this? TNA! They let the guy go, and he's clear, like you said, he's stoned.
Yeah.
He's clearly out of his mind.
Not just stoned, he was like...
He's gone. He spent 20 minutes trying to throw his t-shirt. Like, he was faking it, and he's, like, doing it, and Bischoff comes out, calls the audible, and is like... Calls the audible and is like, hey, but basically, Briscoe's like, hey, and then they do the thing, they get like a 90-second match out of him.
Yeah.
He kicks out. So the referee counts 3, he kicks out anyway, the rest like, oh, it's over. It's like...
I just always think, no matter how stupid it gets with gobbledygook or any gimmick thing, any sort of specialty match they try to do, the dumbest thing I've ever seen wrestlers do is get in the ring fucked up.
Yeah.
Like when Andre the Giant was wrestling a dude drunk, and and the guy got pissed off, it turned into a shoot,
Yeah.
But can you imagine how heavy was Andre the Giant?
Andre was pushing 600 by the end.
If he messes up a move,
oh god, you're
dead.
Absolutely dead.
No way.
The evolution of TNA, from the way it started, it was so exciting. I loved it.
Yep.
It was amazing work, amazing wrestling. The 6-sided ring, everything was so good. And then they bring in Bischoff and Hogan.
And then the Nasty Boys, because that's what they needed.
It becomes a show that is mostly promos.
Yep.
And like a little bit of wrestling, and they tore something up that I thought would really finally give WWE a run for its money. And
the worst thing
that was a bad one.
They took the worst of WCW, which was weird. They took the worst of WCW and brought it into TNA years later, which made no sense. And they hired whatever guy they could. So they brought in the Nasty Boys, which was a joke. But then they brought in Val Venus, but they couldn't call him Val Venus, clearly. So it was Sean Morley, blah, 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 blah. And they brought in... They had to call him by his real name because they didn't own Val Venus. They brought in...
They couldn't come up with a character
No,
name?
they couldn't. They weren't expected to do that. They brought in Bubba the Love Sponge, who, by the way, was the guy who released Hulk Hogan's sex tape.
With his wife.
With the guy's wife, so that's a whole
It's
screw
alright,
up.
it's Hulk Hogan. I let him
And then
have sex with
he
my wife.
left the company after Amazing Kong beat the shit out of him backstage, so that's good. And they brought all the other people, and then they started this thing, which, if you remember this, the backstage segments during this time.
Yeah.
They had like a shaky cam to them. They didn't like, okay, you're sitting here, like these cameras are stationary. They like had a guy like shaking, like he was walking around back. I'm like, stop it! It was shaky. Like, there's no reason for this. We've accepted that Hulk Hogan is wearing a do-rag and talking to Eric Bischoff in a makeshift office. We've accepted that. We don't need a shaky cam to prove it's real, okay?
Scott Steiner was brilliant back then.
Oh,
His
Scott
work
Steiner.
with Samoa Joe, and I know a lot of people wouldn't, but I just still, to this day, I find it was so funny to bring up something positive out of any of that, because it was so horrible. With the Booker T and the backstage.
Booker T, I don't know how he got as big. I never was.
He's a great worker.
What's his move? The spinneroonie?
Yeah,
What is
spinneroonie.
that? That's a bullshit move. That's a bullshit.
Well,
Might as well be the fucking worm or
He used to
whatever.
be better though. The thing about that was he used to be able to do it to his feet. He would do it and he'd land on his feet, and then he got older, and then he just like rolls to his knees.
Can't get the
like,
blocks
you're like,
on
all right. By the time WWE got hold of him, they're like, I guess that's good enough, and they just made it a gimmick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like it was just this. Yeah, I don't know. Steiner is one of those guys. He owns a Shoney's now, by the way, in Georgia.
I remember seeing a commercial with him.
Yeah, and he has a billboard. There's a billboard outside of where it's in, I think, Ackworth,
so
Georgia.
Weird.
And it's Scott Steiner roided all to hell
with his armor.
Yeah, to do the thing, and then there's Shoney's next to it. I'm like, all right,
we should go to that show.
Yeah, we might get beat up by a guy with roid rage. All right.
It would, if I was driving down the road and didn't know that he owned a Shoney's, I would say, "What is the deal?
Why?
What is the connection? Is there a prize with every meal?
Why is Shoney's advertising that?
I'll tell
what
you
the
what.
hell?
It's quiet. It's beautiful. It's Shoney's.
It's Shoney's. Well, then Rick Steiner got into real estate.
Oh, really?
So you got real estate and you got real estate and you got the Shoney's between the Steiner brothers.
Yeah, I guess
what
you
the
could
hell?
be eating some like subpar spaghetti, and then Scott Steiner comes out and does the.
Show?
Yeah.
Can I sit right here?
Yeah.
Sure.
But Scott Steiner would come out and you're eating your Shoney's meal, and
Yeah,
he'd come out
yeah.
and have his little.
He would show his
He had the
muscles.
weirdest fucking bicep I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
that's
like,
what
baseball on top.
That's
of it
what
or
20
whatever.
years of steroids.
I heard
would
they
do
were
to you.
implants.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Mom
It's-
told me that they were implants.
I wouldn't
Wouldn't
doubt
be
it.
surprised.
Steroids and implants.
He'll look real
and
weird when he gets old.
He's
though.
partially a space alien. I don't know. And then here's the thing. He got older, and then he started getting more tattoos. Like, have you seen his fucking body now? It's the most. It looks
it's
like
been a
it
while.
makes Batista look reasonable. Like, 'cause Batista kept getting shitty tattoos. Like, he used to have like a little like Godsmack symbol on his stomach, and now it's like a whole fucking thing.
It's like a bird or something.
Yeah, whatever the hell it is. And Steiner's like, he got one with like a heart, and it's got a cage on it. He's got wings. It keeps getting worse. He gets like more white trash tattoos as he gets older.
Right.
And
Well,
it's
that's what
weird.
you-
It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just odd. I don't get it.
WCW's misuse of Eddie Guerrero,
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Benoit, Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn,
Yeah.
Raven, even.
Oh, Raven.
Perry Saturn's really in a rough spot. Is he still alive?
He's alive.
He's alive.
Last I heard he was clean. I
He
heard
went
got
homeless
clean.
for.
Yeah, he disappeared.
I saw
literally
some
homeless.
videos where
Yeah,
he put
he
up like some Kickstarters or something.
Yeah, he disappeared
Like,
for a couple
I
years.
need help.
Like, legit went
Yeah,
homeless and
crazy.
disappeared. And the thing was that with wrestling, when they disappear is it's very rare. But when guys disappear, it usually doesn't end well because Bam Bam Bigelow did that. Bam Bam Bigelow disappeared for like 6 days one time because Shane Douglas was like, I haven't talked
You
to
have a
him.
girlfriend?
I'm married.
Oh, you married?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even realize. It looks like you have a girlfriend right now.
Thank
Well,
you. All right. But no, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing.
Is it because all the wrestling talk?
It's all the rest of them. That's what does it. That's right. This gets the ladies. No, but the thing was like he disappeared for like 5 or 6 days, and then they when they found him, that's when they found him dead.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, so it's like when the guy disappears, you're like, oh shit. But then they found him, but
How
like,
did he
was,
die? Was it like heart attack or something?
Yeah, well, it was related to drug use, and
Bam Bam Bigelow was on drugs?
Yes, he was. That
Oh,
explains a lot of
newsflash.
things. But then, like Perry Saturn, like he talks about the face tattoo because he has this big like thing going up. And he explains. They said, "How'd you get that?" He explains he woke up with that. He was high on meth, and he woke up with a face tattoo.
Wow.
That's the guy lived the hangover.
If I had a nickel for every time that
yeah, if I woke up with a face tattoo, that's we've all done it.
That's wrestling.
That's wrestling. That is how wrestling works. That's right. If you don't wake up with a face tattoo or a dead hooker, what are you doing with your life? I mean, really.
It's true.
honestly. So what's this game you got going on?
All right. So we're going to play a little game I like to call NXT or Triple X.
All right.
I'm going to get very simple. I wrote this originally as a game show, and now I'm getting a chance to share it with people in a visual form that's will be good for the video. I'm going to give you a name. All I want is you to put up the card NXT or Triple X. Either they are a wrestler. Now, this is not a wrestler that wrestles for NXT. NXT is just a general term for a wrestler.
Okay.
So if you think
Because
it's
I
a
don't
wrestler,
know, NXT is a division of the
NXT is a
WWE.
wrestling company that's run by WWE.
And I don't
Yes.
know any of those.
Right, you don't have to.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
think it's a wrestler, NXT. If you think it's a porn star, Triple X.
Oh,
That's all
okay.
it is.
Okay, I see where
So
you're going.
I'm going to let you guys vote, and then I'll tell you which one it is. Okay. Let's start with Max Hardcore.
Oh.
Oh, we got a couple. Oh boy, we got a porn star and 2 wrestlers. That is a porn star.
Wow.
I know my porn.
Hardcore.
Yeah,
He knows his porn. That's right.
yeah.
Oh, this one's gonna get confusing. Antisocial. Ooh. You two are correct. She is a wrestler.
0-2.
0-2. You're not doing well.
No.
Going with the Annie. Annie Sprinkles. Think about it.
That's a wrestler.
That is a porn star. You are
I
0-3.
tell you what, I'm
Oh my
hitting it.
goodness. Okay, this one you're gonna know. Evan Bourne. Yes, you are all correct. That is a wrestler, former Matt Sydal. Used to wrestle with Evan Bourne before he got busted for pot twice.
Oh no!
And
Not
then
pie.
fire.
The devil's lettuce?
Yes, the devil's lettuce. Evan Stone.
Ooh, that's
Different one.
That's
That is a porn star. Yes, you were 100% right on that. Lexington Steele. Can't believe that's the name of anyone. That is a porn star.
By
Yes.
the way, you can find Lexington Steele featured in a film with former professional wrestler Chyna, I believe, or Joni Laurer.
Oh my god, I'm gonna take your word for that one. You're probably right.
Dude, there is a. I'll tell you what about her. There is a parody where it's like multiple guys and they're all dressed up like wrestlers. One of them looks like Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh, that's
and they all just
that's bad on every
they all
level.
just take care of her business. You know,
I don't like any of that. That's don't bring Mean Gene into
I was
this.
gonna say,
God damn.
I like that one guy shows up dressed as Mean Gene.
He's really
the
short.
Mean Gene
too.
guy. That's
It's
the most
really
action
funny.
Mean Gene ever got.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
hey, he was a ladies' man.
Yeah, for Mean Gene. When you're Mean Gene Okerlund, you're gonna get something, man. It's gonna be like 40-year-old school marm. It's like you ain't getting.
I don't know,
You
did
ain't
you
getting
see
the.
those-
You ain't getting the hot girls with Mean Gene's around. I mean,
Those
it's not
commercials,
happening.
the commercials for his burger place,
His burger
he had
place.
ladies in there.
They like burgers.
They do. They love Mean Gene's burgers.
Yeah.
That's a horrible euphemism.
Yeah,
Okay, Brad Attitude.
that's gonna be
I mean,
nice.
I'm gonna go with wrestler
Yeah.
on that.
That is a wrestler. Again, could be either one, but it is a wrestler. Okay, here's another one. This one might seem obvious, but Tommy Gunn.
Oh, I know this one.
I think you can go with both because I'm sure that somewhere in the archives you can find someone in the wrestling business named Tommy Gunn and someone
in the early '90s.
in the porn industry with the name Tommy Gunn. That has to. I mean,
Yeah.
One guy got it right. Yes, they is both. They are different people. There are two guys named Tommy Gunn. One's a porn star, one's a wrestler.
Did Dan just say they as both?
Yeah.
Did you say they as both?
They is both.
They
That's
is
right.
both.
I ain't here to give English lessons.
They
I'm here
is
to tell
both
the
of
truth, baby. Big John Studd.
sounds like a porn star. I'm gonna go with wrestler.
Yes, that is a wrestler. He is a legendary wrestler. He was 6'10". He was managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan and wrestled at WrestleMania a couple times. Big John Studd. I just thought it sounded like a porn name enough. So I was like, yeah. All right. This is very obvious. I just wanted to repeat this because it's such a great name. Wesley Pipes. yeah. That's what, if he was anything else,
Yeah.
I would not accept that. I would accept him as a school
if
teacher.
he was a wrestler, he would just come out with a couple of pipes. I'm a plumber in the daytime and then I wrestle.
Vince McMahon thought about it. He
Yeah.
thought about it.
Yeah.
Tegan Knox.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
That sounds like a wrestler to me.
Yeah.
That is a wrestler.
That's what I said.
Tegan Knox is a wrestler. Yeah, he's like, that's what I said. Jackson Riker. It's a little weird of a name, but you know.
I'm just gonna.
That is a wrestler currently working actually for NXT.
I'm on a roll.
It's the old Gunner.
Gunner.
Guy used to be Gunner in TNA. Long hair, looked like a bad CM Punk.
Yeah.
Gunner. It's Jackson Riker.
What's a good CM Punk look like?
Well, that's a good question.
Tie, nice cut beard.
Chad Dick. It's a real name.
If he's not a porn
That has
star,
to
he
be.
should be.
No, I'm gonna go with
That's
that.
a wrestler. Worked for SmackDown with
It's not
another
created.
guy.
It's not created.
They were called the Dicks.
Chad, you're missing
They
out.
were a tag team called the Dicks, and one of them was named Chad Dick. I don't make these up; they just are. Lilu Love.
He was right.
It was a quick draw. Like, bam! Yes, that is a porn star. Yes. Okay, now listen to this one very carefully. Felicia Fox.
I feel like that's a wrestler.
You are all wrong. That is a porn star.
Oh.
There is a wrestler named Alicia Fox.
There we go.
Oh, that's why.
Felicia.
I guess
That's why I
there's a
said
Google
carefully.
search in our future.
All right. Black Stallion. Again, that's a name.
Pretty simple.
Both. I'm going to say both.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's your show.
You thought to do it the first time. You were smart to do it. Yes, it is both. There has been one wrestler and no less than 2 porn stars named Black Stallion.
They is both.
They is both. That's right, baby. Matt Stryker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If I could think of something funny to say, I was going to say porn star, but I couldn't think of anything funny to say about
Matt Stryker. Yes, former wrestler for the WWE's version of ECW. Announcer. Yes, Matt Stryker. Eric Stryker.
I don't know.
That is a porn star. Yes.
There we go.
That's his son.
This one sounds a little weird to me, but Baron Dax. Yeah, I've never heard this one either, but it is a name.
I suppose we're going to go with
That is right. He's a wrestler. Don't know where the hell he wrestles, but that's his name. Anastasia Rose.
That sounds real fancy. I'm going to get into the Triple X sect on that one.
I'm sorry. That is a wrestler.
Wow.
Yeah, I was surprised when I read it too. I was like, holy shit.
I'm still going to jerk off to her later.
Yeah. Either way, it's Mormon porn. When they're very close, it's called Mormon porn.
Yeah.
You just imagine.
I'm going to watch her wrestling and go, ooh.
Oh, there's enough guys out there doing it.
Yeah.
Max Diesel.
That's a tough one.
I'll go with the Triple X.
Yeah, I'll go with that too.
You are correct. Max Diesel is 2 X's. That's how you know it's born. Max Diesel. This one you might know, kind of. Brad Armstrong.
Yeah. I know his cousin Stretch.
I sort of wanted to say both. But
Does he wrestle under Brad Armstrong? Because I bet it's a wrestler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They are both.
Road Dogs.
Oh, both.
Road Dogg's brothers, they are Armstrong. Steve, Scott, and Brad.
Oh.
And then there's another porn star, coincidentally also named Brad Armstrong.
Wow.
I don't know why you
So
picked
it
that
was
as
both.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, I don't know why you picked that as your porn name.
What's your name?
I'm Steve Smith. Like, why would you give that as a porn name? But Brad Armstrong.
Like, let's see.
Yeah. He's gonna have a scene with Max Diesel, and he's Brad Armstrong.
All right. Strong arms.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Right.
Barbie Doll.
Go with next.
Wrestler there.
That is a wrestler.
Oh,
Yes, I'm surprised by that one too. Oh my god. Brittany Savage.
That sounds like a wrestler, but I'm going with porn star.
Yeah, I'm going with porn star.
That is a wrestler. Aaron Frank got that one right.
Good job, Frank.
I'm guessing.
Good
at
thing
this
we're not
point.
keeping score.
No, we're not keeping score. Aaron.
Yeah, I was
I
about to go,
know.
who's winning?
Nobody wins in this. This is just a lot of sadness. Chocoball Mukai.
Well, clearly that is a
Clearly,
porn
that's a
star.
wrestler.
That is clearly both. And it's the same guy. It is the same guy. He's a porn star in Japan and a wrestler. Named Chocoball Mukai.
You know, the thing about the Japanese
What a
porn
name.
stars is they can't show any genitalia.
They cannot
So he's
show.
fine. Any one of us could be a Japanese.
Yeah, they can't show pubic hair. They can show tentacles, but they can't show pubic hair.
They will blur
What the
that
hell is
out.
wrong with this
You will
country?
not see
I
it.
know. I don't want people to see my tentacles.
That's true. You gotta keep those hidden. Aspen Rose.
Oh, that's got to be a porn star. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a wrestler.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
And again, this is another one I just had to say it. Long Dong Silver.
Well, I mean,
Well,
both.
Both. Yeah, both. They
That'd
is
be a hell of a
both.
gimmick.
Yeah.
it's a porn star.
That is a porn star, yes.
Yeah.
Long Dong Silver.
That sounds like what's the guy that uses his penis as a weapon in the ring? What's his
That's
name?
Joey Ryan.
He's terrible.
He's awful.
He's a
Hate
nightmare
him.
person.
So his name's Joey Ryan, but there's a guy named Long Dong Silver.
There's a guy Long Dong
Yeah.
Silver. He overlooked a name.
That guy
That's-
has vision.
Yeah,
Joey
that guy
Ryan.
was ahead of his game.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Allison Danger.
All right.
Could go either way.
Could
Yeah.
go either way, but I'm going to go with this.
Yeah.
Yes. NXT. That is a wrestler. She worked for Ring of Honor. She's the sister of Steve Carino,
Wow.
of all people. So I got 2 more. Jason Hawk.
Sounds like a skateboarder. Is there a skateboarder card?
No, it's not. That's a different game. That's a different game.
Yeah.
Yes, he is a porn star. Again, he's working with Brad Armstrong. And of course, the last one, Dick Hertz.
Yeah.
That's a wrestler.
It's probably both.
It is both. There are 2 different guys. One of them was a bodyguard in ECW back in the day, literally named Dick Hertz, and there's like apparently a porn star. All of a sudden, they're two different guys.
Right.
Another guy named Dick Hertz. So
and they both do countdowns.
They both do countdowns before they finish. They both need a referee. It gets weird. Anyway, I want to say that's it for this show, for this game. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, Saturn Boy. Check out Saturn Boy. Facebook.com/SaturnBoyMusic. He's very funny stuff, very great music. We use it on a lot of the podcasts. I've actually done one episodes of mine. You got anything going on, Ray?
Just check out Area 42 podcast.
Area 42 podcast.
And also a companion piece, SchlockFest.
There you go.
Both on the ZTOTV Facebook page. You can find it very easily, as well as Stitcher. And I believe it's out there in the interwebs under YouTube.
YouTube. That is the oldest man thing I've ever heard. It's on the YouTube.
You can find it
on
in
the
the clouds as well.
It's in the clouds. Yes, check those out. Part of the ZTO Podcast Network, of which Hillbilly Therapy, ZTO Radio, there's a bunch of them. Like I said, Schlockfest, Area 42, Wingsman, Stranded Mayberry, take a pick. Got all kinds.
Yeah, those are probably dead, but...
well, whatever. We got archives. We got archives.
I wanted to make sure to mention Big Pharma. I don't know if you guys have jumped on board with that, but they make a lot of medicine. There's multiple companies.
They seem interesting, yes.
I think you should invest some money into it. Not all of your money,
I've heard about
the
Xanax. That sounds interesting. Yeah,
basically, it's like... you might as well just invest in gold, because you're going to get your money.
It's just going to skyrocket. That's how it works.
Yeah,
so you heard that here first, kids. Invest in Big Pharma.
You can watch all of our YouTube videos on youtube.com/AJB, the @ symbol. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of things.
No, it's actually Zombie Takeover TV. You can actually find it.
Also, check out my band Aerosmith. You guys are going to love it.
He's Steven Tyler. He doesn't tell anybody. He owns Steven Tyler now. Yeah. That's the weird part.
It's his band.
Sex on an elevator.
It's his band
Sex
now.
on an elevator.
Yes.
Well, that's going to be it for this episode. Again, thank you guys for coming. I've really enjoyed this. I had a chance to talk. A lot of the episodes of the podcast are just me talking into a microphone about whatever the hell. So a chance to actually talk to people that know what the hell they're talking about and have fun. That seems very non-committal. But to be able to talk and have some fun. So thank you guys for coming out. And until next time, remember, we didn't start the fire. Cain did.
Oh.
Good stuff. I thought it was The Undertaker.
Well, The Undertaker started that fire. Cain started every other fire. He set James Ross on fire.